What is up, you guys? We are back with another epic unboxing video for you guys right here on Let's Spin Bays. And today we are going pro with Mirage Fafnir. So let's get right to it. The counter mode is actually really good against any of the Fafnir. Now that's going to be your absorb mode. Now, making him bounce, and there it goes, just like that. That is what I'm talking about. This. Mirage Fafnir, the Beyblade Burst Pro Series. I have said this multiple times before, but the Pro Series completely stepped things up with the releases of the Sparking Bays. And truly for me, I am a huge fan of the Pro Series. And I am actually very sad that Pro Series is done. Hasbro's done with Beyblade Burst completely. But these bays were just absolutely amazing. But this was the Mirage Fafnir, one of the final releases that they had for the Pro Series. So let's just flip it over. Let's check out the back. Let's see what Hasbro has to say for the stats of Mirage Fafnir. So Mirage Fafnir, you do have your rubber blade still, the attack absorption ring, as Hasbro calls it right there. He is a left spinning stamina type bay. The chassis right there, an epic and amazing chassis. I do wish, however, Hasbro would have released the epic recolor that the Karatomi had of this chassis with that green instead of the silver. That would have been epic. That would have been absolutely epic. I would have loved that. But I'm glad that they're keeping things the way Karatomi had everything set to begin with. Now on top of that, they do have the Nothing driver, or your PR27. This is one of my favorite drivers of all time when it comes to any type of stamina base. Granted, I do wish that they would have given Mirage Fafnir like a Nothing dash rather than going back to Drain Fafnir and just sticking on a plain old Nothing driver. Now the interesting part about the Pro Series is the attack power for Mirage Fafnir. Now I can see how they have it set in the middle for the counter mode that comes with the chassis when you flip that chassis over. So that's going to be interesting. Now he does have 4 points into the burst right there. Now the higher the points are right here for any of the Pro Series bays, for those who do not know, the more dots you have right there, the higher that burst right there, means he's more likely to burst in battle. Now going right below that, he has a decent amount of defense. His weight, this is where I question it. His weight is maxed out. We all know Mirage Fafnir really does not weigh that much. These stats for Pro Series just always kind of baffle me. Sometimes I just think it's hilarious the way they will label things, the way they label the stats and give these points out. Part of me just really wants to know what they're looking at, what they're basing everything off for these stats. But let's unbox this bad boy, let's check him out, and let's compare him to the Karatomi's Mirage Fafnir, as well as the Speedstorm's Mirage Fafnir from Hasbro. Alright, and there you guys go. Mirage Fafnir from the Pro Series. Best part of the Pro Series is the stickers, keeping everything as close to Karatomi as possible. Now these Pro Series launchers, these little light launchers, I love these little light launchers. They are amazing. They work great. So if you do not have a decent launcher and can't afford to get one of those fancy, expensive string launchers, these Pro Series ones work phenomenal, and I highly recommend them. So Mirage Fafnir, so here is the Mirage blade right here, the Mirage layer. Now this is still rubber, just the way it's supposed to be. And I just love the design of Mirage Fafnir. Mirage Fafnir is one of my favorite Fafnirs in the entire game right here. So this bay is just absolutely amazing, and I love this layer. And here is our 2S chassis, the 2 stamina chassis. I love this chassis. This chassis is amazing. And what I was mentioning earlier about switching it over, so if you switch the chassis over, you pop it on one way, you're gonna have everything match up right there. So you're gonna have these pieces match up. You're gonna have these little triangle pieces match up with the blades of Mirage Fafnir. Now that's gonna be your absorb mode. Now when you take that off and you flip it over to where the triangle is outside, sticking out right there, like you can see right there. Now this is called the counter mode. So this is kind of where I think Hasbro is getting the statistics for that ridiculous attack power for Mirage Fafnir is in that counter mode right there. But that is your 2S chassis, one of my favorite chassis out there. And here is the Hasbro's Nothing Driver. I am so glad for that right there. Here in a little bit, I will show you the Speedstorm's Nothing Driver and why I am so happy for that little thing right there. That's just amazing. But this is the Nothing Driver, one of my all-time favorite drivers for any type of stamina base for Beyblade Burst. Alright, so let's just piece it together now. Then let's compare it to the Takara Tomi's Mirage Fafnir and the Speedstorm Mirage Fafnir. Alright, and there we go. I'm not gonna lie, that actually felt a little bit tighter turning that on there than it does with the Takara Tomi's Mirage Fafnir. So I'm not gonna lie, that actually felt pretty tight. That was pretty nice. Alright, so right here we have our Takara Tomi's Mirage Fafnir. As you can see, the new Pro Series bays, they are is a carbon copy of Takara Tomy. And most of the time, and I will always stand by this, Hasbro does make their bays a lot better than Takara Tomy does. Now, granted they do use weaker plastic in general, so the plastic over time will break before Takara Tomi's will, so the life expectancy of Takara Tomy is much better than any of the Hasbros. However, the Hasbros burst resistance, their clicks, their teeth, their drivers, their gimmicks, everything, just in general, especially their rubber, especially Hasbro's rubber, is a lot stronger and more durable than anything Takara Tomy has released so far. So these new Hasbro products right here, these new carbon copies of Takara Tomy, and I don't know if you guys have seen this, but they are just carbon copies. They do put the Takara Tomy logo right up there because unlike any of the other Pro Series bays, they are doing the stock combo that Takara Tomy has released. Now the previous Pro Series bays, they have a whole different type of combo, so it's more unique and a more unique experience for you. Alright, and this is what I meant with the Speedstorm, with that Nothing Driver. Look at that thing. It doesn't even go in. This thing's just horrible. And that's their version of the 2S chassis right there. The only thing this Mirage Fafnir from the Speedstorm had going for it is the rubber. The layer is still rubberized, just like Takara Tomy on the Pro Series. However, you can just look at that detail and the difference right there. Oh man, this right here, not this. This looks amazing. So like normal, I will put the stickers on a little bit later, but I'm going to keep them off for now. That way we can actually tell the difference between Takara Tomy and Hasbro. But in the meantime, let's test spin Mirage Fafnir from the Pro Series, and let's put them up against some of the other sparking bays. Alright, the stadium is out. Let's give our Mirage Fafnir a good test spin. Now for this test spin, we'll be using the Kurenai string launcher from the Pro Series, the first ever Pro Series string launcher that came with Super Hyperion. So let's test it out. There we go. That right there is just perfect. Perfect. That is what I'm talking about. That is a Mirage Fafnir right there. Alright, so let's test battle it up against the Takara Tomi's Mirage Fafnir. But I want to do something a little bit different. I've always wanted to do this. We're going to put the Pro Series one in counter mode. And we're going to keep the Takara Tomy one in absorb mode. I am curious and definitely want to see this happen. Alright, so we got Pro Series in counter mode, Takara Tomy in absorb mode. Let's just see which one is better. Alright, in 3, 2, 1, go shoot! Definitely curious about this. It is so hard to tell which is which now because Hasbro just stepped it up with the designs of the Pro Series. Alright, what was that? That was Takara Tomi's right there. That was a good counter. Let's give those guys one more go. Alright, there we go. Not gonna lie, it does seem a lot easier to activate the Nothing Break move with Mirage Fafnir with Takara Tomi's Nothing Driver in comparison to the Hasbros. We'll definitely see which is better, counter mode or absorb mode. Absorb mode still is a lot better. Alright, let's switch it up. Let's put them up against some of the other bays. Alright, let's put him up against Glide Ragnarok, this epic and awesome just recolor and combo right here. But we're going to switch him over to Absorb mode. With Mirage Fafnir, you want Absorb mode for opposite spin bays. That way you can absorb and spin still. And then for less spinning bays, you want that counter mode so you can actually counter the attacks from less spinning bays. So let's test these guys out. That's a good solid hit right there. This Glide Ragnarok combo is just actually amazing. I love it. I just love that color scheme too. But Mirage Fafnir from Pro Series is just taking those hits perfectly. That's the Absorb mode that you're seeing right here, just completely equalizing itself out. And just like that, by a hair, he does take that win. Alright, let's bring in Infinite Achilles. We're going to keep him in Absorb mode and put him up against Infinite Achilles. Just like that, quick and easy. But let's give those guys another go. You can see the Nothing Driver work, just making him bounce.
Damn, son.
There it goes, just like that. That is what I'm talking about. This is why Mirage Fafnir is one of my favorite Fafnirs, hands down. Alright, let's put him up against Brave Valtryek from the Pro Series. And let's just see these two Pro Series bays go at it. He does take it pretty well, but I think Brave Valkyrie is one of the best bays out there, so the fact that he could take some hits from Brave Valkyrie does say a lot for Mirage Fafnir. But let's bring in the last bay. Alright, we're going to bring in Rage Longinus, but we're going to switch Mirage Fafnir out into counter mode. Alright, Mirage Fafnir switched out into counter mode. The plastic pieces are now sticking out to the side of the rubber blades to help provide a good counter attack against same spin bays. See how well this counter mode works against the king of sparking. He is taking those hits pretty solid. But he's not going to be able to equalize himself out. There goes Rage Longinus. Let's give those guys one more go. The counter mode is actually really good against any of the left spinning and same spinning bays. Look at that, he's actually able to put up a fight. A lot of the other Fafnirs can't do that. There he goes, he does take out Rage Longinus. Alright, and there you guys go from Hasbro and from the Pro Series, Mirage Fafnir. Hands down, right out the gate, amazing. Not just because I am a huge Mirage Fafnir fan, but they did such an amazing job with these new releases and the final releases for the Beyblade Burst Pro Series. But the Mirage Fafnir that they have here, this is amazing. The detail they put into it, the fact that it is not its own new unique combo, which sometimes I do prefer that, because sometimes the combos that Hasbro comes up with the Pro Series are just hands down much better than the Karatomi ones. However, this is just amazing. It is a great quality, just great attention to detail. I do love it. That's what I love about these new Pro Series. I am just still, hands down, so sad that Hasbro is done making any of the Pro Series Beyblades. But hands down, whether this is a must get, a buy, whether you just want to avoid it or whatever, this is definitely worth getting. It's definitely good to add to your collection. If you do not have a Mirage Fafnir, this is a great way to obtain Mirage Fafnir, especially if you don't have the Karatomi bays accessible in your country. If you have not done so already, just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video with your friends just to help show support for this channel. But in the meantime, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.